Welcome to the LA Home Show. I am your host, Natasha Phillips, and today we have with us real estate agent Mina Kuper. Hi, Mina.
Hi, Natasha. How are you?
I'm good. We're so happy to have you with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
So I'd love to hear how you got into real estate.
Well, I have been I've had my license in New York for over 20 years, and I've had my license here for about 20 years. And I always loved real estate. I was always fascinated with the market and the economy, and I'm a real estate investor myself. And I was in the finance business, and it kind of took me into the world of real estate. Different incidences and events that happened and people that I met along the way. And so I really enjoyed it so much that I just kept on going with it. And we've also done a lot of real estate deals with attorneys and family attorneys, business attorneys with the dissolution of properties. So it gets really interesting for me.
Sounds like it keeps you busy, but I know that you also have twins that keep you very busy.
Yes.
So how do you get that work-life balance?
Gosh, help. I have a lot of help, and I'm tired a lot, but I've learned to not look tired. So you just have to mom up and get the day going, because my day is exciting. I really enjoy it, and I meet different people, and you never know what the next day brings and who I meet and the relationships I make. So it's really exciting for me.
So what keeps that passion alive?
Love for life, knowing how precious life is and how one day everything can change. So being inspired by other people's stories, mentoring people when I can, and, being around happy people.
Sounds good. So what's something like a property that you've worked on in the past that's really stood out for you?
Well, I was working, was an interesting one, and a lesson to be learned and taught is I had a listing that was looking on the outside, but the inside was a bit broken, if you will. So I wasn't sure how bad it is. You don't know until the inspections are done. So I had several open houses in 12 days. We had a full offer on it. And in the interim, my clients, had been looking for a house in another area where their kids were going to go to school and the husband worked. And they found the house of their dreams. It was solar. The solar was bought. No more electricity, no more AC money, no more heat. But lo and behold, they had a pool in the house I was selling. And the pool was so bad that literally probably had to be ripped out. All the electrical done, like $30,000 worth of work. I didn't know how bad it was. So the people just completely backed out. And I was like, oh, good Lord, what do I do? So I go through my papers and always keep all your documents, because the old saying, it ain't over till it's over, right? That's so true, because I would have lost 2 deals and had very upset people with me. And so I scurried around and I got 2 clients that were really interested from other agents. And I called them, are they still around? Well, one wasn't. I said, shoot. I said, now what do? I called the last ones. Well, they offered a little lower than I would like and my clients would like, but I decided that we should take the offer, because knowing what I knew, and I did disclose the work that needed to be done. So everybody was happy campers. And, I did, always be resourceful. Always have what if, because that what if is always there. What if it doesn't work out? What if it falls at escrow? Anything can happen. And you always have your energy and your mind wrapped around your listing. And that was a lesson to be learned and to be taught to others, because people think they have the cat in the bag, and that's not always the case. So, I was sweating on that one. I was like, oh, good Lord. I said, I don't have time we were in escrow in the other house. I didn't have time to do anything. The other agents called me, what's going on? And I finally told her. She goes, oh my gosh. She goes, my client has to go to England. She's leaving. I said, well, just stay with me. I said, I'm going to figure this out. And it was a happy ending for everybody.
That's amazing. It's a fantastic story.
Yes.
So do you have something current that you'd like to promote? Or?
Yes, I do. I actually have an amazing, unusual house in Malibu. And it's up Los Flores Canyon. It's up the road from Duke's off PCH, and it's kind of like on the opposite side of Ramblas Pacifica. And it's what's interesting about it. It's 6 bedrooms, 6 bath. It's over 3,000 square feet, and they have the 6 bedrooms are all have separate entrances from the outside. And the main house has beautiful ocean views, panoramic view of the city. I mean, it's just breathtaking. You just hang out there, and you don't want to go anywhere if you just need to relax and chill. And it's on 2 parcels of land as well. So actually, potentially something else can be built on the other parcel. But with that being said, if someone wants a second home and somebody wants to have a house in Malibu, they can potentially rent it out on Airbnb or something to that effect for $10,000, $15,000 a month and still have a house to go to in Malibu.
Yeah.
And then, over a course of 10 years, you've already paid for half the house with your rental income. And you can sell it because historically the properties, especially in vacation areas like Malibu, oceanfront properties have, extraordinarily gone up. Even if the market dives a little bit, it still will, in the long run, be worth more money in 10 years. So it's a great investment for somebody for many, many reasons.
So talking about the market, how do you think the market's changing, or is it changing?
It is. I think people see a lot of things happening. We have the strike going on. We have a lot of people requiring things, people not wanting to give things, Democrats and Republicans blaming each other. So when things like that happen, people, they start to freeze up because it's the unknown. There's turbulence. And, of course, vacation homes will only, even with the fires, oceanfront properties in California will always hold their value. They'll be a little more valuable than something inland. That will go more with the regular family that has the 3 kids or 2 kids and going to the good school. That's more mainstream. Those will be affected more because their jobs and everything else and their businesses go with the program as well. And of course, with the interest rates, we don't know what's going to happen. So, interest rates go up, potentially the houses go down, and I've seen a lot of price reductions. But, that being said, it's a cycle. It's inevitable. Usually it runs a course of every 10 years. So it's just something, people in real estate are doing it. You ride it out. It's always a good time to buy. With the rents being what they are in California, you might as well pay a mortgage because it is so high, so high. So, you get some write-offs. Those have changed. 2018 purchases, their write-offs aren't as extraordinary as they were before. But still, with that being said, at least you do have something to write off.
Yeah. So do you have any recommendations for new agents?
You have to be willing to work hard. People, I think, have a team. And I think they feel like I'm going to get my real estate license and I'm going to be in Beverly Hills and it's all going to be extraordinary. And I can do a little bit telling my friends here and there, and they're just going to start coming to me. And I say, well, that doesn't work that way. You have to put a little sweat equity into it. The main thing is to build relationships. Building relationships is amazing. And these are power partners. And you can't be scared to door knock. And you can't be scared to call people. You can't keep what you do a secret. You have to be super outgoing, but professional. If you go on a listing, you have to do your homework. You have to know what's out there because then you come in as someone who is educated on the market. And, people want to sell their house to someone who knows what they're doing. My team, we offer staging at no extra cost for houses over $1 million, which is, extraordinary. If I was going to list my house, I want someone who's going to invest in my house. If I have an agent that's going to invest in me, they're going to sell that house. Right?
Yeah.
Come, high waters, whatever, they're going to sell that house. They're not going to lose the money for staging. And plus for buyers, I have, potentially being on HGTV, House Hunters, since, I've filmed with the show before. And, people want national exposure. If they're a plastic surgeon and they're in their own business, who doesn't want to be on TV?
Yeah.
People have to cast the net really far to get clients. And it's a fun time. The producers and everybody, they're really amazing on the show, and the camera people. It's a fun few days. So, I have a lot of exciting things going on. And, expanding on that, I also am a broker in New York. So I have put my feelers out there to try to get into the New York market again so I can visit my hometown. I miss my people, although there are a lot of New Yorkers here, so it's okay. But I do, I said, just don't do anything in the winter, please. Just make sure it's pretty out in spring. I'll go.
Sounds good. So I like to ask all my guests this. So what are you most excited about right now in life, work, both?
The possibilities of doing amazing things with the money I make and I'm going to make. I'm passionate about animals, and I'm passionate about children. Those are my two passions. And everything else I think is wonderful to help with the cause. But those are my two passions because they're innocent and they're helpless. And they rely on us to take care of them. So my money I make is, of course, used to help me a little because I need it. But I think also to give back and to have my dream ranch one day where we have children of need with moms that maybe come from domestic violence, and they have an opportunity to be able to have kids homeschooled. They take care of animals. They learn how to give them up for adoption because they've suffered losses when people are pulled, little children are pulled from their families, or fathers even in a bad domestic violence situation or whatever happened. It's always traumatizing, and there's a sense of loss and all that. So they relearn all this in a good way. He has this wonderful little puppy I took care of, and now some wonderful family, and now I can have another wonderful family and help, and the moms have an opportunity to go out and get a job and start in the workforce, and then eventually just be on their own. So that's one of my dreams.
That sounds like a big dream.
It's a two for one, the animals and the children and the moms. Yes, so that's one of my goals. And what the other ones are, just have fun. Have fun, be around fun people, enjoy life. Because, I've seen young people pass away this year, and, they were moms too. And, you start to think about it. What's life all about? There's no age, you're still young. Well, what does that mean? Tomorrow, your life can change.
It's true.
So, be the best you can, smile, try to make people happy, always be funny, and make the best of what you have. Make lemons out of lemonade.
It sounds like you're in store for a fantastic life.
I hope so. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to have a good time.
Well, Mina, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
And thank you for watching the LA Home Show, where we discuss all things real estate, interior design, and much, much more.